Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a Salon Empties for you guys. This box is so full. Oh my gosh. So I have to go through this stuff with you guys because I need to empty the box so I can put more things in it as I run out of things. So let's dive right into this box of stuff that I've been using up at the salon. Yesterday I used up completely a box of the foil. So this is the Foil It lightweight foil. This is the one that I like to use when I'm doing shellac removals. It's nice and lightweight, wraps around the fingers and toes really easily. I buy it by the pound. I had a backup of this already, so I haven't repurchased another, but I will next time I'm in because I always like to have one sort of ready to go for when I run out. It's pedicure season. Used up a package of toesies. These are the individual toe separators. I have already repurchased these. They come in packs of 144. I like these a lot because they're more comfortable in between the toes than like the ones that separate all 5 toes. And sometimes you only need to separate like the last 2 toes. So love these. Always repurchase those. I went through a bottle of 99% alcohol. I always have one of these on backup. I was able to get another one for a little while there. I couldn't buy anything that even sort of seemed like a sanitizer, so I was able to finally replace this. So I do have another liter on the go, and I probably will pick up another one on backup just in case things get weird again in terms of picking things up. Some things seem to be sold out. Things are just not stocked the way that they normally are, so always good to have backups. I went through a can of the nail dry spray. This is the Christine Ashley one. I really like this. It's an aerosol can. However, I haven't been able to repurchase it. So right now I'm using the Opi Rapid Dry, and I am almost out of this one as well. So I will have to get something else in its place, and I'll probably just get what I can get. I use this mostly just when I'm doing toes to help them dry a little bit quicker and get them out the door. I went through a bottle of hemp, so I always have one bottle of hemp on the go to use for like hand massages and foot massages, things like that. So usually what I do is I just grab whichever one's been on my retail shelf the longest, so I'm never letting anything sit there too long. So this was actually a holiday one, and it's the Triple Moisture White Cranberry and Sparkling Pomegranate. It's so funny because the one that's sitting there the longest is often a holiday one that's just like left over from the holidays, and it'll sit there forever, and I'll open it to use on clients, and then as soon as I start using it, people are like, oh my gosh, I love that scent, what is it? And I'm like, well, this is the last one. Like, there aren't any more. It's just so funny how that always works out that way. I've got a few BioElements products here. These are all retail sizes, but some things I was buying in pro sizes and some things I was buying in the retail sizes because I wasn't going through them very quickly. So I have used these things up. Some of them are almost used up, but then they dried out. So I've got the Careful, which is their exfoliating mask. And this one is just dried up at the bottom. It's kind of solidified in there. There really wasn't much left. There might have been enough to do like one more mask. And same goes for the Pumice Peel. This is their more aggressive exfoliant. As you can see, it's completely dried out and turned into a powder. So I'm actually not really carrying BioElements anymore. I used to work for BioElements as an educator for a long time, and now it's just really complicated to get the products. I have to get them out of Quebec. Anyways, all that to say, I am sort of slowly switching into the Quintessence products, which I can pick up locally, and they come out of PEI, which I think is really cool to, you know, support a more local business. And then the other one that I used up was the BioElements SPF 50 face screen. This one, again, I've used up almost all of it. I could maybe scrape a little bit out, but it's been in there for quite a while, and it is a sunscreen. I do like having a sunscreen on hand for when I do peels, so I will repurchase something. It's not going to be this one. I've never been able to get the BioElements sunscreens across the border. I only have these because I used to work for them, but it's a whole complicated thing getting sunscreens into Canada from the States. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I've got a few Breeza products here. As always, Breeza is my main gel line that I use on all of my clients. So I have a small jar of the clear and I have a large jar of the clear. I'm assuming I bought this one on sale. That's about the only time that I buy these tiny jars because I usually buy the big ones. But I have used up 2 and I am about halfway through the jar that I had on backup. So I will need to buy some more. Now that we're back to work and everything is sort of getting back to normal to some degree, I'll you know, restock my gels. And I do have one top coat here. This is my favorite top coat that I use on almost everybody. This is the Artistic Glossing Gel. I love this one so much. I have 2 on hand and I have several other open top coats that I'm trying to work through right now. I have a couple of bottles of my favorite glue because of course we're doing new sets on everyone because we were all off for like 12 weeks. So I went through 2 bottles of glue. This is the Opi Nail Adhesive. It is my favorite glue, although sometimes it is difficult to get. I have one open and I think I have at least one more on backup because when we heard that we were reopening and we were all restocking, I literally bought however many they had on the shelf because I knew I was gonna need them. I've got a couple of different cuticle products here. So I've got an empty of the Star Nail Cuticle Oil, and this was, I want to say the Peach Vanilla. Yeah, this was the Peach Vanilla. Used that up completely. I was going to repurchase this scent because I really, really like that scent. It's nice and soft, but they didn't have it, so I bought the Cranberry this time. But I really like this cuticle oil. It comes with the dropper, so that's really nice not to cross-contaminate in between clients. And it's a nice big bottle for a very affordable price. And then I've got a couple of Spa Ritual products here. So I've got an empty of the Cutie Clean, which is the cuticle remover. My absolute favorite diehard cuticle remover. Love this one so much. And I have an empty of the Cutie Cocktail. I haven't repurchased this one because I find this one is a much better value for my money. For this one here, I did have another bottle that was sort of in better shape to refill, so I'm keeping this one, and I'm gonna get rid of this one and this one because the bottles are starting to get a little bit gross. I've had them for a while. I buy the big bottle and then I just refill the little ones from there. I've got an empty essential oil here. I've got the doTERRA Lavender emptied. I am trying to work through some of my essential oils. I find my collection to be a little bit large and I did have some doubles of things, so I'm just bringing like 2 or 3 oils into the salon at any time and trying to sort of work through some of the doubles that I have, and then I'm going to see about reducing my collection a little bit because it got a little bit out of hand there for a minute. But I did have a backup of the lavender, and that is one that I would always want to keep on hand. And then I emptied a package of the Arbor Bands. I use the medium grit. I buy them in packages of 100. I have another one almost empty, and then I have a full one on backup, so I don't need to repurchase any of these right now. And then finally, I have a whole bunch of nail polishes. So if you watched my vlog where I did my nail polish declutter, this might be a little bit repetitive to you. If you do want to see that, I'll link it in the description box down below, but I will run through really quickly the ones that I decluttered. These are all like thick and not able to be used, not necessarily empty. But I did want to include them in here. So I've got 3 of the C&D Vinyl Luxe that that are thick that I can't use. I've got Tropics, which is like my favorite coral. You can see that it's very thick in there. I've got Acquaintance, which is like a really nice teal, and then I've got Untitled Bronze, and that one is like completely solid. So I will repurchase these 2. They're very popular. Untitled Bronze, I do have other colors that are like pretty similar, so I don't necessarily feel like this one needs to be replaced right away. I've got one Spa Ritual polish, and it's in the color Clarity. It's just like a sparkly kind of rose gold pinky blush color. It's just really thick. It's not usable. I don't really have anything similar to it, but I do have loose glitter in the same color, so if somebody really wanted this, I could just tap a little bit of loose glitter over the top coat and get the same effect. I've got 3 sort of oddball OPI polishes that were like specialty ones. I've got one of the Shatter polishes, if anybody remembers these. I have a couple that are still good, but this one is not. This was in the color Super Base, and it's sort of that deep plum. Very thick, not usable. And then I have 2 of the Liquid Sand ones in the color The Impossible, and get your number. These were really cool because if you didn't top coat over them, they would dry down matte and they looked like liquid sand. It was very cool. And then if you put top coat over them, they looked like a really glittery polish. But again, they're just thick. They're no good to use anymore. They were cool though. And then I've got 5 other sort of regular Opi polishes. So I've got a glittery one here called Extravaganza. This was from the Muppets collection. That one's really thick. I have Susie Loves Sydney. That one was from the Australia collection. Again, I have so many colors similar to this. It's not really like a loss in any way. Most Honorable Red, kind of similar in color to Tropic, so I definitely need to make sure I'm picking up a fresh coral to replace those couple. I think that was the Japanese collection. And I've got a couple of soft pinks, so I've got Honeymoon Sweet and Princess's Rule right here. So, and I did actually get a few new sort of nude colors of Vinyl Luxe, so I think I'm all set for those. So that's it for my Salon Empties. There was a lot this time, but I tried to run through it as quickly as possible. So hopefully this video is nice and short. I know some of you really like to see what I'm using up at the salon, and I certainly used up a lot of stuff this time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!